Melissa Williams, and I will be drawing the human cell and explaining the basic functions of the organelles today. So to begin, I will just draw the plasma membrane, which is the outer lining of the cell, and then it separates the cell from the environment that it's around, and then it allows different materials to enter or exit the cell, so it's just kind of the outer lining of the cell. And then the first thing that I'm going to draw is the nucleus and the nucleolus. So the nucleus serves as almost the commanding center, the central of the cell. It may not be in the center, but it kind of sends directions to the cell on whether to divide, grow, split, divide, things like that. And it contains the hereditary information or material of the cell, the DNA, and then that way it can make copies of itself. So I just drew it right here. And then next I will just go ahead and draw the mitochondria, which can convert energy from food. That's why it's also known as the powerhouse of the cell. And it has little wave-like structures in it, and there may be multiple of them in a cell. So I'll draw a couple here. And then they have their own genetic material that's separate from the DNA and the nucleus. That way they can make copies of themselves. So I drew a couple here, the orange ones. And then they also store calcium, and then in apoptosis, which is the process of the cell dying, they take a role in that too. And then I will draw the Golgi Apparatus, which kind of looks similar to the endoplasmic reticulum, but more of wave-like structures. And then I'll just in the corner here. So the red is going to be the Golgi apparatus, and it packages molecules that are processed by the endoplasmic reticulum, and then every molecule in here usually gets transported out of the cell. And then I will draw the endoplasmic reticulum, which helps molecules that are created by the cell, and then it also transports them to their specific destinations, which can be inside or outside of the cell. They're just a little connected. So these can often be referred to as rough ER or smooth ER. So rough ER is going to have ribosomes on it, which is why it's called a rough ER. So ribosomes are just organelles that help process the cell's genetic instruction. And then they also can float freely in the cytoplasm. They don't have to be connected to the ER. So they can honestly be anywhere in the cell, but when they're connected to the ER, then it's called a rough ER. So the little pink dots are going to be the ribosomes, just floating freely within the cytoplasm, and then on the green is the ER, and that's where there are ribosomes. And then I also stated that they can float freely in the cytoplasm. So the cytoplasm is just the interior of the cell. It's kind of like a jelly-like substance that's 80% water, and then it just holds all the organisms in, and it's often referred to as cytosol. So now I'm just going to draw some lysosomes and peroxisomes. So pretty much lysosomes and peroxisomes are the recycling center of the cell, so they digest different types of bacteria, and then that invade the cell and come into the cell, and then other toxic substances. They're both essentially just a group of enzymes, and then lysosomes break down the larger molecules, which are from other parts of the cell, which are foreign, they're not necessarily part of the cell, and then peroxisomes destroy toxic materials, not necessarily as recycling, but other toxic materials. So just the larger dots around there, because the smaller ones are ribosomes. And then the cytoskeleton inside of the cell is just long fibers that make up the structure and the framework. So that way there's several different functions for this, which determine like the shape of the cell, just holding everything in place. And then it also helps in cell division and allows the cell to like move and divide properly. So this is what I've come up with as a drawing. Thank you.